Hello, and welcome to this session. I'm Estrella, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to use Facebook in your English classes. As you all know, Facebook is a social networking site, and this is one of the things that we should be using in our classes, and that's why it is a good idea to use Facebook. Mainly because our students already use it, and that is a good incentive for them to continue using it for our classes. So today we are going to take a look at several things. So let's start, right? I want to tell you why is it a good idea to use Facebook. The first thing, and this comes from research done by you in 2014. This researcher says that it helps reducing the anxiety levels that students have when they have to perform during class. It is also a good platform for multimedia presentations, meaning the Facebook, because in Facebook you can upload different types of multimedia resources for your students to use. It is also easy to use because, as I said before, the students already use it and they know how to take care of it and what to do with it. And finally, you says that it's timeless because everything that you post there will always be there in the Facebook somewhere, and students can go back and take a look again to whatever they need. What are the advantages of using Facebook? Well, simply put, and as I have already told you, it's not something new. We're not discovering new things when using Facebook. Students use it already, so they feel comfortable when they're using it. And this feeling, like I said before, helps them to reduce their anxiety levels and the affective filter. It also encourages collaboration, and it engages students in what they have to do before or after the class. Now, not everything is good things, and we can find some things that we need to be careful with. Some of them, the most important things, I think that you need to spend more time as a teacher supervising what your students are doing on the Facebook, and you have to be or you have to tell them from the very beginning what they can and what they can't do when they are using the Facebook. For example, I always tell my students that any kind of comments that they want to write about their classmates need to be on the positive side. Right? Never swear words or anything like that. It can also be distracting for students if you use it in class. And one thing is that they obviously can have more interactions in writing than in speaking. And that's why you always use it more for writing assignments. Now I want to give you some piece of advice from someone who has been using Facebook, especially for writing. One of the first things you need to do is always use permission from your coordinator to use it. I know that some institutions have their own platforms to use in class, so maybe it would be a good idea to tell the person in charge that you will be using Facebook and you need to use it. Another thing that you need to do is survey your students on the use of social networking sites, because Facebook is not the only one, and it's always a good idea to make sure that you're using whatever they use the most. And if you're using Facebook, a good idea is also to have a closed page, so that is only available for your students to work there, and it helps for privacy meetings. Also, you need to post continuously, grammar, vocabulary, anything that you want, and use mainly images and videos. I found this with a survey I usually do with my classes. Most of them prefer to see things on images or watch videos of grammar especially. Always comment on whatever your students post. It is good for them, and they love to see what you have to say about what they post. Okay, so let's cover now. Let's see how do you have to do this. The first thing you need to do is to perform a needs analysis on your students, so that with these results of this analysis, you can plan the input that you are going to use in the Facebook page. Remember that you will always need to plan what you do on the page. Even though using Facebook is not as rigid as a face-to-face class, you still need to plan what you're going to give your students to do. Like I said before, the majority of the input that you post on Facebook should be in the form of images or videos. Always establish deadlines on any type of task or homework that you assign on the Facebook, because if not, then your students, they will just leave it there and do it anytime, and you will not be able to have a good track of the tasks that you have posted. Also, reply to your students' posts. They like to see that you are paying attention to them, and your replies should always start with a positive side. Compliment them on writing things, and then you can start telling them what things they are not doing right. Okay, and what are the things that you should be posting? Again, based on my experience and the literature that I have read, you can post grammar tutorials and exercises for those tutorials. It's always important not only to give them the input of the grammar, but also have them practice and check those exercises with your students. Besides grammar, vocabulary, and exercises for the vocabulary. And when you do vocabulary, try to do it in context. A good type of exercise is to post pictures on the Facebook, and they write from those pictures. Writing from prompts is also a good thing for them to do. Okay, so this is the last slide, and it's something really important. It's about feedback, and I can tell you that you should be doing feedback in 2 stages. On the first part, you need to focus on the content of what your students are writing. Tell them that the content was good, or that they should be doing more. I don't know, things like that. But don't focus on the grammar or vocabulary. That is a second stage in the time that you have for your class. All right. Once they start writing what you want, then go on the grammar and the vocabulary. Okay, that's all the time I've got. I hope you liked it, you enjoyed it. Goodbye. See you later.